There we see it, the tail of the tape, as they say in America. Andries and Harding. Look at the age difference. 11 years that Harding is giving Dennis Andries tonight, or vice versa. And there's the man, Iron Mike, world heavyweight champion. Apparently totally unconcerned by the latest round of speculation in a scurrilous newspaper. Checking the rules for you. These rules agreed on the day of the fight, Michael? Do they agree them on the day of the fight?
Yes. Yes, I do.
For today, Joe Cortez from New Jersey.
Right, we're going to join our commentators at ringside now. Alex Wello, Don Diodor.
By the way, Richard Murray, Arsenio Garcia, and Ismael Quinon. Round one underway. Dennis Andries in the gold trunks. Jeff Harding, the challenger from Australia, wearing the black.
Dennis Andries is traditionally a slow starter, but he's picked up the pace, his normal pace, a little bit here, and I think that's smart. I don't think he wants this kid to get any confidence. I think he wants to try to jump right on him, drain him of confidence, and not let him into this fight.
Good left jab by Harding, who told us ahead of time that was his plan. He wanted to hide behind that jab. He wants to stay behind it until he figures out. Dennis Andries, certainly the stiffest competition Jeff Harding has ever seen.
The word that used to be synonymous with Dennis Andries was awkward. I mean, he was a very crude, awkward guy, but he has, at the advanced stages of his career, in his middle or late 30s, refined himself. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Emmanuel Stewart says when Dennis Andries got to the Kronk gym in Detroit, he didn't know any tricks. He had to teach him some.
Alex wouldn't know a good word to describe Andries. Be relentless. He just beats on you and beats on you.
Yeah, he is prepared to do whatever's necessary to win. He'll just keep coming back at you. He has tremendous resiliency. And so does Jeff Harding. I mean, to this date, so far in his career against the opponents that he's faced, he has shown the ability to take punishment and come back also.
He is not the type of fighter, talking about Harding, who's going to score much going backwards. He's a typical Australian fighter in that respect. He's going to move forward and try to take the offensive. Dennis Andries, though, not an opponent used to going backwards. So
no, neither man.
This
right.
will be fought in the middle of the ring, I would suspect.
Right.
Good jabs by Harding, but good work to the body by Andries. Left and right combinations to the ribs.
You know, it's ironic. Both these men, if you had to find a fault with them, the most glaring thing has been that they have good body shot there by Harding. Very good. Both men have had defensive liabilities. They've been wide open and easy to hit.
A good right from Andries, found home, and you saw it snap the head of Harding back. And now it's Jeff Harding up against the ropes.
The point I was making about defense, both men are concentrating at times on holding their hands up much higher than normal. Ooh, there's a cut on the left eye, an abrasion or a cut on the left eye of the challenger Harding.
By the amount of redness, and a solid right from Andries landed on that eye, and it has opened it up.
It also buckled the legs of Jeff Harding.
A lot of punches from both fighters have landed. There's another left to the ear of Harding. These two fighters have taken a toll on each other already here in the first round. Wrap. The bell just sounds and round two is underway, and Alex, between rounds we could see that that cut is more to the side of Jeff Harding's eye.
Right, it may bother him more mentally than physically. I don't think it's going to obscure his vision, but it's a tough thing to go in trying for your world title and get busted up in the first round.
The way these two are landing punches in the first round, you have to wonder if they can do that to each other over the course of 12.
Not
a lot of solid blows.
Not at that pace, they can't. Right now, Dennis Andries is backing up much more than he did in the first round. He's giving more ground.
Oh, good right, and then two lefts by Dennis Andries.
That might have looked like a somewhat wild overhand right by Andries, but that's a straight right compared to what he used to do. He used to really wing his punches. He has been working hard to shorten them up.
Oh, and another right, followed by a right, both landing to Harding, but still neither one of those punches rocked him backwards.
What the head, Dennis? What the head inside, Dennis?
I'll tell you something. Jeff Harding may not yet be a world-class fighter, but he has a world-class chin. I mean, he's taken some solid shots right on the button. He did buck a little bit once in the first round, but he's still in there winging. He's a tough kid.
And he, in turn, Alex, has landed some solid blows to the body on Andries. Neither one of these two fighters using their bicycle here today. I think they're on the rack.
Yeah, no, this is a definite phone booth fight.
This could be fought in an 8-foot ring. Action here in the second round from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Almost a low blow by Harding, very close.
Dennis thinks he can lose the almost.
Oh, and another right finds the chin of Harding. And Dennis Andries swinging that right, the left lands, and Jeff Harding up against the rope.
Work out of it. Come on, work out of it.
And Alex, your point, I think, is well made. That right looks like it's wild, but it's going right where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, and Harding also is not a good enough fighter to get out of the way of it.
Come on, work out of it.
He's been able in his 14 pro fights to date to get by on toughness. He can take 2 punches to land his one because his one has always been stronger, but now he's in with a guy who's as strong as he is.
You heard Joe Cortez, the referee, telling Harding to work off the ropes. Just don't stay there. Neither fighter giving any ground, but up to this point, it's been Jeff Harding who's been absorbing most of the heavy blows, the majority.
Dan, a lot of fighters will get discouraged when they hit a man with as many good punches as Dennis Andries has hit Harding with and haven't had him go down. But Dennis Andries does not discourage easily.
Coming to the end of the second round, Rock'em Sock'em. This is action in the third round that just got started. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold trunks. And he has been landing some rockets to Jeff Harding's face and body. But Alex, you made the point about Harding having a world-class chin. At least to this point, it looks like he does.
Well, he's got a good cut, man. That cut was not a problem in round 2. And wouldn't know it's there as round 3 starts.
The one thing we know for sure about Jeff Harding, who fights in the same stable with Jeff Fennick, the WBC featherweight champion, is that Johnny Lewis, the trainer, does one thing with his fighters. They are relentless and they are in shape. They could go 20 and 30 rounds. At least that's the impression they give you.
He also likes to emphasize body punching. Harding just landed 2 solid blows, one with each hand to the body. We now see a little bit of blood from the nose of Jeff Harding.
I think, did I call Fennick the featherweight champ? If I did, he's a lightweight champ. I'm not sure what I said. Jeff Fennick, long side at ringside, sitting next to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you were right the first time. He's retired now, but he was the featherweight champion.
Sooner or later, I'll get it. Oh, a good right. A good contingent has come up from Australia. There's a look at Fennick, right next to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Rooting.
Who's that guy sitting next to Jeff Fennick?
Yeah.
Since he retired because of bad hands a few months ago, Jeff Fennick looks like he'd have trouble making the middleweight limit right now.
He does look big. Jeff Harding in only his 15th professional fight.
And
right in the center of the ring. He's not going anywhere.
And right now, Dennis Andries seems to be loading up a little bit more. He seems to be looking for a little bit of air. I think Jeff Harding would do very well to try to jump on Dennis Andries right now, not let him catch his breath. Of course, you say that, and you always wonder if Harding needs the breather as well.
2 good shots to the body by Andries.
Yeah, you see it?
And in turn, Harding counters. Good work inside by Jeff Harding. Oh, and a solid right uppercut from Andries. Got between the gloves.
Neither man has any ability to slip a punch. They either try, their defense is either to hold their hands up in front of their face, or that's all they have. They really just don't throw punches.
The end of round 3.
No, that might have been...
3 rounds gone. Alan Minter back in London. How do you see it so far?
Yeah, I've got Andries ahead, but with due respect, Harding's a game fighter. You know, when I saw him before.